Hey everybody, it's freezing down here, hence the hat. I want to say good morning. We're back with another one. I'm going to go over the tripod that I picked up and that I've been using. It is the Innorel ST254CF. And that's pretty much what it comes with. It comes with a bunch of stuff. I'm going to just go through some of the things about this tripod. And get back over to the camera. It's around, I think it's around 150 bucks. I got it off of Amazon. And here it is. It is carbon fiber. Very, very light. Very light. Now, I've got to keep this short because I'm going to start shivering. It's cold down at about 15 degrees this morning in Vermont. So it's carbon fiber, and the legs, there's 4 tubes on the legs. All right. Yes, this tripod, one of the reasons why I got it is because it can go flat to the ground. So if you press these buttons, you can bring it all the way out and lock it in place. Bring it down to the next position. All the legs do that. And one of the things I wanted to mention about this tripod, I'm not a big fan of these type of clip locks on the legs. I like the threaded kind. Like my Tilt-All has a threaded kind. And, if you're going to use it for wildlife, one of the things, these are very quiet, so you can extend them out, and when you clip them, you can't even hear them. Sometimes the other ones will snap, and I don't like that. So these are very quiet, as long as you don't go crazy with it and just slam them shut. The one thing I wanted to mention was, you'll think that these are clipped all the way, but they're actually not. So I've caught it a couple times where they aren't all the way seated like that. Make sure the clips are all the way seated, all the way down when you extend it. Just a little healthy helperton tip. Now it does come with, let's see if I can get these out. I'm banging the microphone, sorry about that. Comes with foot studs for the feet. So I don't use them, and it also comes with an extra plate, Arca Swiss plate for it that you can mount on something. I'm going to show you a couple things I've done just for the sake of convenience. So let's move along. Ignore this. This is an Arca Swiss base that I have, that I put the 5D on, or I have a 30D as well and 2 10Ds, if you can believe that. And instead of having, it comes with a ball head. It's a decent ball head. I don't know if I put anything super monstrous on it. I have put the big 200 to 400 on here, and it does hold it. But as you can see, it's more for landscape and smaller equipment, but it will hold it. Also, it's a 3/8 stud, which to me is very important. 1/4 20 studs are small, and when you put big stuff on them, I've never been really confident of that. So this piece comes off, and it does extend, so you can loosen it, go up here, and go up one more if you want to. Now I will say, and this I only use for the monopod section, which I'll show you how that works really quick, which is pretty much self-explanatory. So you can grab this, give it a quick twist, pop it off, and the leg with a cushion right here is the monopod. So you can spin this off. This goes together, And this combination right here will go easily tall enough for a 6'2" person to get the camera up into your eyeball. It's pretty cool. And it's, like I said, it's insanely light. This is light. You could stick this on a pack and, good Lord, you can use it as a walking stick. It's actually really cool for like a walking stick, and I've been tempted to do that as I get further on in the feeble years. But like I said, I use the Arca Swiss mount. I can't remember who makes this. It was fairly inexpensive, and it has a, it's not about this, but it has a locking tensioner and a locking switch, which will lock it in place. And I use this primarily for, I would put the 200 to 400 on here if I was shooting sports, or I was just shooting with the Tamron, the 70 to 200. Works great. Drop it on, lock it, boom, you're off and running. And that's why I don't like a ball head on a monopod. What do you need a ball head for on a monopod? It adds weight, they're heavy, and you've got to make sure it's locked in, right? Because the thing will, if it comes unlocked, I mean, the freaking thing will be all over the place, and you're already on a movable base. So why? Maybe I'm missing something. Anyways, let's pop this apart, and I will show you and I don't know the exact weight of this thing, but this tripod is very light, and it's surprisingly strong. I put the 200 to 400 on here. I will say that with the legs fully extended, if I push on it, and that's with that big lens on there and the camera, if I push on the tripod, I can see it just a little bit of bow in the legs. It'll start to bow, but if it's sitting there, no, it won't. It will not bow. And this is not a very large tripod, but this thing's really strong. This is kind of a neat feature. This is a removable cell phone holder. So if you do vlogging, which I'm probably going to, well, I'm definitely going to start doing, there's not going to be a lot of production in it, but I'll try and keep things smooth and kind of pithy. It's really not my style. But this comes with it. It's spring-loaded, so you can get a cell phone in there, or you can spin this off, and this is a 1/4 thread, and you can take like a little, I've got this little knockoff GoPro type thing. It's a 4K video head, and you can spin that on there. There you go. And that mounts right on the tripod, right? It's a very simple design, and I really like it because it's super easy. So you spin this locking nut, and the thing articulates all over the place. You can angle it all different ways. It's kind of like this hinged ball head type thing. Very, very light. Again, it's very light. So this, you can light up some video as you're, either face it towards you if you're talking into the camera, or you can put it towards whatever you're shooting. So that's basically it for that. Okay, so one thing I wanted to mention with this, because this is an extender, it does bring it up easily on the tripod to eye level if you're going to run on the tripod with the ball head. With the ball head on top of this, let's say you're doing some landscape work, it works very well. However, anytime you put, I'm not a big fan of extensions or what's called a center post. This I would call a center post, even though it doesn't drop down into the tripod. The one drawback to this is if you put big glass, big heavy stuff on top, it creates a bigger lever on the system. And this part right here is like, I don't know what it is, high impact plastic. And you will get a little flex out of it. For landscape photography with the average lens up to 70 to 200, something like that, yeah, no problem. No problem. You use like a remote shutter release or something like that, so you don't touch it. Of course, you want to minimize vibration, but basically your ball head can spin right on the 3/8, or you can mount your gimbal, which is what I do. And we're good to go on the gimbal. So it's a pretty nice tripod. What I really was focused on, I wanted it to be quiet. If I have to set it up and I see something, let's say, excuse me, you see an owl or you see something like that, you really don't want to be clanking and banging everything around. From what I found, if you want to scare blue jays away, use something metallic. Here's my point. Some birds like wind chimes. Yeah, don't pick up a tripod that sounds like wind chimes when you're setting it up, because some birds will be gone the minute they hear that ting or whatever. Yeah, they're out of there. So that's pretty much it. I think I covered everything. Really like it. Lightweight. And are there better ones for less money? I don't know. I wanted to pick up one for a little bit less, but I'm glad I got this. So also, this is one other thing I wanted to mention. This is dust resistant. So these tubes, if you're in the field, the legs, things will get dirty. And it doesn't seem to bother it. Of course, I wipe my stuff down, but when I'm in the field, I'm not going to take time to wipe it down. I'm just going to collapse the freaking thing and be off and running. See, I just clipped it. You couldn't even hear it clip. So that is a huge plus. But like I said, pretty much the only thing that concerns me with this tripod with big stuff on it, heavy stuff, is you got to remember to make sure these things are clipped all the way. See, that thing just like comes out automatically, and it will hold it. The other video I did, the legs were extended. I think I had 2 extensions out, one extension plus a partial one when I was sitting here with the going over the gimbal head. And you can bang on that thing and press down on it. I was pressing down hard, easily 20 pounds of pressure. I couldn't get the legs to collapse. So there you go. Extremely light, easily packable, and that's it, guys. We'll see you later. Give you options when you're researching tripods. Is stuff that I kind of look for, and you guys have a good day. And I'll be back with some interesting things regarding lighting from my days as a wedding photographer and how I apply those principles to controllable situations, like the little wildlife preserve I put together in the backyard on both ends of the house. And it's kind of unconventional, but I think when you see it, when you see the examples, you'll understand where I'm coming from. And this comes from guys that I've seen that do a lot of flash. See, I used 3-point with a 4th fill on the camera at very low power for what I had mentioned before, cinematic lighting. So I'm in the process of starting to apply sort of that type of principle to birds. And I've seen guys use very flat frontal lighting, in other words, the flash on the same axis as the camera, whether it be high above it or below it. But from the perspective, flat frontal lighting is never the most flattering lighting. So I'm going to get into that probably a little bit later. And I'll be back with another video, and I'll show you some examples of some of the wedding photography stuff that I used to do regarding manipulating light, using available light. It's all about the light, right, guys? Anyway, so see you later. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Like it, it'll help spread the algorithm. And if you like what you see, feel free to leave a comment. Hit it. I got a thick skin.